Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. This is FM24, and this is about 5 minutes after we left off. Maybe a little longer than that, but yeah, we kind of outplayed Leicester at the King Power. Um, they definitely had the better of the chances, but yeah, I feel that we were the better team throughout most of the match. I think we kind of more than matched them, and a kind of a poor match overall, but a lot more shots, a lot more corners. They had the ball, but we made the most use out of it. And yeah, we just fall to the odd goal. A big mistake by Cabango at the back. Not really what we wanted to do. Um, so yeah, a little bit of a disappointment, but I think important to show this as well as like the previous game that we did a live com of, because yeah, we didn't really do what we wanted to do. Tyrese tried to get him some fitness. He picked up a little knock. We're going to have to rest Burgess. Melka's out for a month. And we lose our 14-game unbeaten uh, record. And you could look at the results. You could look at where we are in the league and just be like, oh, you're abusing the system somehow, or it's a game-breaking tactic. I think you've seen in the live comms that we're good. When things are going well, we're really good. When we mess things up, like against Norwich slightly, and I'm too slow to adapt or make the wrong adaptation, we can't compete with the top teams in the championship. And that's how it really should be. We're going to get unlucky. Even though we play well, we probably should get something. Getting one mistake is going to cost us against a team that's not even having a great season, but is a very good team. And even tricky games like this is going to take maybe some stupidity from the opponents and some mistakes for us to get the foothold we need to go on and thrive. So I think it's very important to show that as well. And, against your bad losses, you don't weigh your whole season. Against your big wins, you don't weigh your whole season. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Take what you can when you can and realize that if you can mitigate those losses to good teams and the draws to tricky fixtures, which I think we have, 3 draws away from home, 3 losses away from home against top end teams, and a knockout in the cup against one of those teams, you'll take it. I think every single day of the week you should take it. Some teams that are the tricky games, like Sheffield United away, West Brom away, we've actually done really, really well at. Southampton away, that's just an absolute steal. So that's an unbelievable result that we never should have had. So the fact that we're losing closely against big teams away from home, and we're making slight mistakes as players or tactically or substitution-wise, on my end, I think will be weighed over the course of the season and we'll be just fine, which is why we're still top. Norwich have drawn with us. Southampton will drop more points. They have again. Like, it's not the end of the world. And we're only looking for playoffs, really. Anything above that would be fantastic. If we go up through the playoffs, that would be massive. If we got automatic, that would be massive. Win the championship, phenomenal. But if this is a false position and we do fall hard in the second half of the season, we've still got 4 games, really, over Ipswich and Middlesbrough. Almost Hull. One bad result for them, and we can still lose 4 and be third. And so, yeah. I've got a feeling that might come at different parts, but like, it all depends what we do against some of these teams, like Ipswich at home, Southampton at home. that could decide a lot. We've also got Leicester at home. That's going to be difficult, but a chance to get that revenge. Middlesbrough to get revenge. Ipswich away, really tough, but yeah, I thought it was key to highlight the match and kind of the bad along with the good that I've shown, because it's the tale of a season. It's up and down. And we've got a good chance now to really kick on and do even better moving forward. So we're going to get to the transfer window. We're about 2 weeks out. I'm going to start picking targets because everybody's off the short list right now. We don't have anybody done. We do have an absolute... I meant to look at scout the players. We do have a lot of players scouted. So if you look here at like who could come in, Philip Groningen Jorgensen could be a very interesting midfielder. Couple of million. One for the future, but again, a pretty good player. Papetti's the player I couldn't remember early on that we'd tried to sign. I thought he went to Juventus, but I guess he went to Udinese. Someone like Bergvall on loan, that could be something that kind of lifts us for the second half of the season. If we are looking into midfield, that could be an option. I don't know what else here I love, especially with some of these prices. But we will go ahead and look at them and try and figure that out moving forward. But yeah, you can see it's been a while since we've scouted a lot of them. But there are some options. There are some fun players. Godoy, haven't signed him in a while. Nunez could be a cheeky one to try and get off Norwich. Probably too much money. But we will look into it and kind of see where we go. But I'll be back for the window, and we will see kind of how that plays out. And yeah, exactly what if we do in terms of business in the window. Does anyone come in for a player? I don't know. If they don't, do I need to make any changes in the team? I don't feel so. I think we're starting to see these stars settle down and shrink a little bit into actual where they're actually supposed to be. But yeah, to change now, the way we're playing, the way we got the squad balance, I think would just be stupid unless it's to improve the team right now or long term to make a massive impact in the team sort of over the next 2 or 3 years to break in and be a star. So yeah, I think it might just be who, if anybody, gains attention in the window. Because nobody right now. Abreu on loan, which, yeah, he is unavailable for loan. So, nobody right now. But, like I say, 2 weeks out, we'll see kind of how that changes, and we'll address that, look for needs, and figure out a way forward if we need to after that. Our under-18s goalkeeping coach is being poached by Southampton. Would gain us 150 grand. I think it's more useful to keep him. I'm going to triple his wages, more than triple his wages, actually quadruple his wages to about 2.5 grand a week, because I do pay staff a little more than they're worth, because I find it a lot better to keep them on board, especially if they're really good. And he's only getting better. You know, he's still got a couple of upgrades to go. So for a very young guy training the under-18s, I think I'd like to keep him. We could probably replace him fairly well right now and use that money. But yeah, I talked to him. He wasn't happy about it. But I always talk to them and ask them to stay and then leave it up to them. And then I've just offered him a 5-year deal at about 2.5 grand. I think 2.5 grand exactly is what we did. So just update on that. That is the first... Even though it's not players, the first transfer window kind of move and things that might change us a little bit moving forward. And just like that, Norwich draw at home to West Brom. They move a point ahead of us, but we've got a game in hand. We can reclaim top spot. Southampton, they draw at away to Wrexham. Hull jump up with a win over Sheffield Wednesday. Didn't expect Hull to be high up in the league, but they're coming on quite well. Coventry, they won away to Millwall, so they leap above Ipswich, who didn't play. Middlesbrough lost. West Brom drew, of course, with Norwich. So, yeah, everybody kind of taking points off each other here. And we love to see it. We love to see it. That's really going to be a big boost for us going into the playoffs. Automatic push at the end of the season. Just how competitive and crazy the league is. Brewster with a hat-trick. How many goals have you got? 7. Yeah, not quite as good as with us, but best season by far outside of that loan spell at Swansea for Ryan Brewster. Maybe it's finally coming together for him. Age 23, it does take some time sometimes. Gets himself a little hat-trick. Hadji getting a hat-trick too. But yeah, a lot of teams drawing there, which we absolutely love for our own reasons. I think that sets us up in such a good way, especially with the goal different advantage that we do have. So I just thought I'd quickly showcase that as well. And just like that, we do get the job done. Couple of injuries and whatnot, but Tyrese gets a goal. Huge, up and running. Stamenic dominant. Ronaldo with a goal. And we also did rest a few of our players because this was kind of an easy match. Went from cautious up to positive again because it's a game at home I think we should do well in, and we did. But yeah, we were able to kind of play our fullback. Burgess, I misclicked, so he did play, but I did take him off for Cabango. I hope that helps. Rest him, it might not. It says out for 3 to 6 weeks, but then 3 to 4 weeks with the physio. So it's not the worst. At least he's not a starter. And yeah, it didn't really count there. So be careful when you're clicking, basically, because you could mess things up like I just did. But we are currently top by 2 points. And it only is a bad result from Norwich. A draw from Norwich, and we'd have basically a 3-point lead at the top, which would give us a little bit of a safety net. Something we haven't really had up until this point. So, yeah, maybe it's time to start thinking really big this season and start thinking, should we make a splash in January and have that title push? I don't know. I'm not sure whether it's kind of worth doing or not. Paul Wavell did sign his new deal, $2,500. Might be double what they were prepared to pay him to be an under-21s goalie coach. Think he's made the right decision there. UK and Ireland. Yes. A lot of our price range. It should vary. A lot out of our price range. Don't feel like the scouts are doing amazing game for Potnik, Stamenic. Both just training like absolute demons. But not far away, we've got 3 games. It looks like Ferguson, new QPR manager. We got them in a couple of games, of course. So, who is that? Darren Ferguson. Okay. So, yeah. Stefan, sacked. Didn't really do much. Didn't really win a ton. 1 win, 1 loss for Paul Furlong as caretaker. And then Darren Ferguson is going to take over. Solid manager. Don't think he's amazing, but who knows? They need something to turn it around. Maybe, just maybe, it'll work out. Under 18's doing well. Don't mind that at all either. Ben Lloyd. Yeah, get him game time. You can stay there. Yeah, you can stay there as well. Let's help Salford out. Rangan Jorgensen. I mean, nobody's on our shortlist, but he might be by the time I do everything. A really tough game. We almost threw away at the end. Don't love it. Penalty got us back in it. Penalty almost lost it for us. Cullen right at the death. And yeah, we're lucky to get out of that one, to be fair. But a very good team. Just, I feel like an opportunity lost, and Norwich capitalised, but luckily Southampton and Leicester both lose. You know, we kind of take those results. Hull continue to win. Middlesbrough, they've won. Coventry didn't have a good day. They drew. But yeah, teams here can fight, and that's fine. Us and Norwich, Southampton, it looks like we're in a three-way dance right now for automatic. So, as we drop 2 points, it's good to see Southampton drop 3. It sucks that Norwich pick up all 3, but I think there's going to be plenty of chopping and changing before the season's done. But yeah, that was kind of lucky. And we really are badly tired after that as well. That was like a real battle. I've rested the entire squad for that one. We're kind of hurting right now. People need rests. Games coming thick and fast. That was the halfway point, and where goal difference, we're top of the league. Can't really fault it. Norwich unbeaten in 10. Don't love that at all. Could do with another centre-back. Bit slow. Vipotnik, leading player for Championship. And he's now up. Yeah, so he's still on that 9 goals. He hasn't really jumped up, getting that double figure. Cullen's got 17, I think. So almost double what Vipotnik's got. Without Cullen, we're maybe a tiny bit lost up front right now. We're a one-man show up front. I think that going into the transfer window, if there's a very good striker, I might just have to pull the trigger. We might have to spend 5-10 million for a potential superstar who's good enough to challenge Vipotnik and kind of add 10-15 goals a season. Because right now we don't really have that. At home against Birmingham, I'm not going to go down to cautious. They are very defensive. They could counter us, but yeah, the strikers are tired. Ooh. I don't know. Few days before the window, though, and we've survived the tough part of the schedule through Christmas. We'll see where we land on the other side. Middlesbrough lose. Coventry draw. Ipswich, big win, but we do have 5 games over them. Not really worried about them right now. Hull didn't play yet. Hull got a game in hand. Ipswich have a game in hand too, but they did play. Hull didn't play. Southampton drew. Norwich keep winning. And slowly that gap now is 2 games between us and Norwich and Southampton. The 2 of us slowly moving clear. Whether we win the league or not, I don't really care because we will be promoted at that point without time to play in the playoffs. Late surge from Middlesbrough, Leicester, definitely possible. More likely to be probable. Birmingham, Wrexham settle in the mid-table, probably where they're going to stay. yeah, a couple of big clubs falling off, and we're just kind of profiting from it. Big win over Birmingham. Franco, Cullen double, and then Braze late on getting a good victory there. But again, Key, Timon, and Cullen are the top 3 performers. I absolutely love that. Evan Watts, a little there. Okay. I mean, he's tired, but he wants to play. I almost forgot to give people a day off there. I think we need to rotate, but I haven't had a good match to rotate through this period. At least not what I felt was like a really good one to rotate the whole squad. QPR way might be that. QPR way might 100% be that. Even if we only end up drawing, I think that's actually fine. And then Charlton away, we can also rotate if we need to. Maybe even bring up some youngsters. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know about that. Braze, 8.5 grand. Very good. Very good signing for us on a free. Just everything you want in a backup fullback, really. Just comes in, does the job, can cover centre back, which has come in useful in a couple of games. But he can get the ball forward, he can defend okay, he can cross a little bit. I think he's kind of perfect for the Championship, lower end of Premiership as a backup player. So very happy with that. We will make our first change towards the end. Let's talk to him. We haven't really praised his form. Brilliant, getting us up the table. And so, yeah, I think this is where we change our tactics slightly. And we rotate pretty heavily. And by pretty heavily, I mean like almost exclusively. We don't have the extra centre back, but Cam wants to play even though he's tired, so that even works in our favour. So Gonzalez, why can't I? Oh, because I didn't select left back. That's why I was looking there for my defensive midfielder. Gonzalez is there, and then it would be Vidal, but Vidal is out injured. So Abreu. Yeah, Abreu. However you say his name. Joe. Who is available? Your left foot? Nope. Well, sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. Tyrese. Gonna go with Sammy. And then, yeah. Then we're fine. Give Tower some time off. Yeah, I think that works as a bench. We're going to see what this is like. We're going to see if we can get away with an almost fully rotated squad against QPR away. I think that makes sense. We're going to stay positive. We're going to attack them. We're going to try and get a little something done. You're not left-footed, right? No, you're right-footed. So everybody's right-footed. Can't really do too much. Yeah, you're right-footed too. That's fine. Mayor, Devine, Santos, Burgess, Martinez, Gonzalez, Abreu, Joe Williams, Jacob Cook, the youngster, Tyrese John Jules and Sami Hinia Kamau, the double barrels up front shooting for us, seems kind of fitting. A very strong bench, dropping Tower off to give him a rest. I don't actually like that. Stamenic for a rest. He's going to be more important over the year. I think that works for me. And boom, after a long, draining one, we get what we wanted out of the match. Hull again, they do win, they're moving up. Ipswich doing well. Leicester winning. Norwich winning. West Brom winning. Southampton winning. Just everybody moving in the right direction there. Luckily, us as well. A goal from John Jules, and then it wasn't really working for Hinia Kamau, so Josh Cullen on key, just fantastic down that right-hand side. Yeah, we didn't really expect Abreu or Cook to do much, but yeah, the core of the team was really kind of good. Braze continues to be good, and John Jules was surprisingly good. Would have been man of the match, but yeah, Liam Cullen coming off the bench, getting an assist and a pair of goals is, yeah, going to steal that one every day of the week. But a clean sheet for Mayer as well, and a solid performance. And yeah, it wasn't really, as you see, until like halfway through the second half that we kind of took over, kind of on the hour mark, started to kind of get back in the game. They were kind of on top. And then a good 10-minute period building up to that first goal, quickly into that second. And then towards the end, finishing off with a third that we fully deserved. But not an easy game, but we did rest our squad, apart from Cam Burgess. Divine little knock. He did really good, but debut clean sheet for Mayer. Love that. And yeah, we're not going to talk to Burgess about resting him. We're just going to rest him. Again, Vipotnik, Stamnik, I've been praising them a lot lately, so we're not going to do it this time. But we are right at the transfer window, so I'll get through the Charlton game, and then we'll come back and look at everything we've got going on. And I've tried to ignore if anybody's been wanted so far, because I kind of want to see what that looks like in the window when it actually matters. So I'll be back after this game. Or maybe before the game, work permit update. Braze is only halfway through where he needs to be. I don't think that's going to change realistically, but I don't mind keeping him on an ESC for next season. Abreu is one for the future as well. Not for right now, that isn't surprising. Tower is ahead of where he needs to be, and again, that'll be fine. So that'll convert into a regular work permit. We'll have 2 young players on the ESCs, and that allows us to bring in a couple of other young prospects or good players that just don't hit work permits for whatever reason for the second half of this season, or maybe in the summer. Well, it didn't take long. We didn't even get to the match. But Bournemouth, Wolves, 10 million bid for Cullen, potentially. And then immediately, we got some bids in. It's not bad value. It really isn't bad value. But club captain, star man, top goal scorer, 21 goals in 25 championship appearances. Little hit and miss, little up and down. When he scores multiples. Might go a few games without. But, yeah, not really someone we can truly afford to lose up front right now. But it's going to be really tough to turn down these clubs if you're Liam Cullen. So, I think I need to. Can I get more at least? I don't like how quick that was a yes. I don't like how quick that was a yes. 12 million and half of the profit above that. I mean, I don't just want to say yes to that now because I think I can probably get more than. So 16 and a half is way too much. They're willing to go to 10 or whatever. Fifteen and a half. Hmm. Yeah, that Palace deal don't look so good anymore. Brentford could look like the deal. 3 million, 2 million, 12 million. Okay, 13 and a half on top. New highest bidder, and it's the club he wants to go to. Yeah, gonna lock that in. Just gonna. Yeah, we're just gonna reject that one because no, we don't want to talk to you at those prices. I think we just got to let him talk to the one club he wants to talk to, which is Villa. 13 and a half up front, 16 and a half total. Plus, if they do sell him for more than that one day, which they probably won't, 50% percentage of profits, but that's just an in case. I hate it. I hate the only player that's really scoring for us being bid, but that's kind of what's going to happen. Player of the month. Ah, yeah. For Potnick on 9, Galbraith on 7. They haven't really scored in a while. Liam Cullen, 21 goals this season. Risk unhappy player, but he's going anyway. Let's see if we can generate some massive interest in him. And just maximize this deal. I think it's not far off being maximized, but damn it, I don't love it. Puts us in a really weird spot now. And we are looking really badly for a striker. And for a striker that can score. And they don't seem to be here. Oh, I hate it. Bailey Cadamatri. Sam Greenwood. Michael Mellon. I don't love the options, boys. I don't love the options. Transfer listed or loan listed. I don't love the options. Chris Wood is unhappy. He's way too much money. Gu for 15. I don't love that. Josh Sargent would probably be a nice pickup. I mean, 18 million and 35 grand a week. I just can't do that. Duckish. Curry. Uh, hmm. That one's more interesting. Probably not to buy, but to loan? Maybe? Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, so what are we gonna do in that case? And Marco will be good for the future. Colin Grant will be solid. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's not just a good striker or a good striker with potential. It's also a striker that can score goals right now in the championship. It's a striker with a little bit of pace, a little bit of finishing, a little bit of anticipation off the ball, work rate, first touch dribbling. Even an old guy or someone potential that could possibly do it. Not really the kind of move I want to make, but he's at least intriguing in what he can do right now. Got a good scout report, got potential. Do we trust Vipotnik and Ronald to start the second half of the season? John Jules is the third choice. Callback Bobby Wills or Josh Thomas. Right? I mean, Josh is Liam Cullum light. Like that's gotta be. I think that's gotta be the first thing I do. I think that's gotta be the first thing I do. Not quite as good, but almost as good. Um, Ronald up top, got the pace. Vipotnik, bit more size, a little bit better in the air. Tyrese off the bench, solid, not amazing, but solid. And Josh Thomas as a strange but maybe good enough option number 4. Maybe we survive. Maybe we survive with those. if I can't find a replacement and I can't convince him to stay, my only other option is gonna be something super crazy. I mean, this is super crazy, but he has some definite. Why does Harvey Elliott want to come to the Swans? If I had 100 million, like, sure, yeah, 50 grand a week to come to the championship, like, this is a loan deal for me, 100%. 4.7 million a month. Good God, that was not what I was expecting at all. Can't sneak a Chris Wood on loan. Can't sneak Sargent on loan. Yeah, I don't know where the option's going to come from. I got some ideas. I know there's a lot of good players in Scandinavia. I'm going to have to go manually scout. That's probably just the best place to go right now. Well, he's already out on loan, but Jamie Donnelly, a cheap option, coming end of the season, 550,000. I think lacks a bit of pace, but definitely gives us something up front. Next season, another option, especially if Potnik does get poached at some point. The only thing I couldn't find much of a bargain in Scandinavia. I think that's kind of terrible, really. Bungard was there for like 8 million, I think. He didn't really want to come to us. But we can get a really cheap deal for Pio Esposito. I tried his cousin. I tried his brother. I tried Rasmus Højlund. I tried a bunch of young strikers in the Premier League, including Jaden Dans at Liverpool. We tried Liam Delap. A lot of them, the sticking point was wages. They wanted like 60, 70% of their wages, which were like 40, 50 grand a week. The board is limiting us to like 29 grand a week. So it's only really someone like Esposito, who has other clubs interesting. I don't know if he comes to us or not. He should do, given those clubs. He'll be decent. James Thomas will be decent. Donnelly for the future will be decent. But then there's just 25 million up front for Liam Cullen from Wolves, and I feel like I've then got to go for that. And like now the client would be happy with that. Like, why? Why would you be happy with that? I don't get it. And why is so many teams? Why are Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Barcelona interested in Liam Cullen? This is as good as he's gonna get. Oh my God, we have absolutely, for some reason, got the hottest prospect in the world right now, and we've got a bidding war for him. And he wants to go to Villa, and I want him to go to Villa. I'd love him to go to Villa. But they're not 8.5 million off Wolves' price, even with a half of the bonus on top. Like, Wolves become your destination. You're going to be upset. I get it. It's really going to hurt squad morale. But I think we just got to send and see if anybody else nibbles. Like, And nobody wants to make an offer. Okay, nobody wants to make an offer, but 25 million up front. Villa don't have the money. Palace, Brentford, and Bournemouth apparently do. Bayern want him as rotation. AC Milan thinks he starts for them. Napoli is a depth option. And Barcelona, he's just too pricey. They don't have the money for him. What is this madness? But if we can get 30 million for Cullen, even if we could only get the 25, then so be it. Yeah, well, one of our two team leaders, a top scorer, and our captain is a very tricky player to get rid of. But is the money too good? I don't know. I'm saving a little while, so while those offers are out there, he does get dropped to the bench, and I'm far too interested to see what's going to happen with the transfer to manage this game away to Charlton. He comes on off the bench and scores in injury time. Vipotnik, though, with 2 goals, which is really what we needed. That is immensely what we needed. Goal number 10 and 11 for the season gets him into double figures, and on the way to 15, the first goal for him in God knows how long. Yeah. 30 million for Cullen. I can't believe this. I thought we did really well to get 18.75, somewhere around there for Iom. He scored a ton of goals in the championship for sure, but like, damn. Yeah, Hanley goes out, that's fine. Offers made, multiple offers made for Cullen. We just offered him for 30 and 50% profit. I wonder what we're going to come back at. Blackburn and Hull are in for Esposito. Up to 27 and a half. A friendly and 20% for Bayern Munich. And the board are stepping in and saying enough is enough. Napoli, 26 and a half and 20%. AC Milan, surely that's the exact same deal. Maybe it's the terms they don't like, but they haven't stepped in on this one. So you know, we ain't nothing but cheeky, baby. AC Milan don't want him that badly. Napoli and Bayern Munich do. 27 and a half, 26 and a half, 25 from Wolves. Oh. It's 25 up front from Wolves. For the sake of 2.5 million, I'm going to let him decide. Premier League, that might be coming down. Yeah, might very well be coming down to the Championship next season as we go up. Or a chance at a title in Serie A. They are currently, what? A long way off the title. 13 points back right now. But a European chasing side, for sure. And his third option ain't too bad. Possible Champions League football and a league title over in Germany. I know what I would choose. I just don't know how he'd break into the side. I gotta be honest. I don't know how you break into the side. Oh boy, this took a left turn. One thing I haven't done is compare them. And yeah, very, very similar. 5 years younger, a little more potential. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind making that move. I think that could be good for us. But it's giving up the goals, it's giving up a homegrown, it's giving up an academy player, it's giving up our captain, our top goal scorer, a team leader, one of only two team leaders at a key point in the season. Okay, so West Brom, Blackburn, Hull, and ourselves in for Francesco. We have him. I think we're good. I think we're good. Best outcome getting Grant out. He wanted football. We weren't giving it to him. He wasn't good enough. Follow up on Harvey Elliott. I don't think I will. Uh, Contract for free, 1.5 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand. Like, surely this deal is worth it for a player like this. Just a promising young striker with some decent stats already and a bit of pace about him. I think on a free that just makes sense. Nick, like, can you play up front? You look like you can. Uh, yeah. Like, if Esposito says no to us, we're in a really tough spot up top. Of course we don't. Of course we don't. We just lost one of the only two important players we've got at the club, so the fullbacks are a fine choice. So Donnelly will come in, 5 grand a week, 550k. That is a solid little deal at the end of the season. We just got to get there without derailing what is a title push because of what's happening in regards to Colin. Brentford also looking for him. That's fine. $32 million. 32 million is the highest Cullen's agent's happy to go. 25 from Wolves, 26.5 from Napoli, 27.5 from Bayern. Brentford think he plays. Barcelona are worried about the money. Palace, Villa, and Bournemouth have got another option they prefer. But they're keeping tabs. Let's see if we can get something stupid. I mean, you ask for something stupid, right? 29 mil. That's still a 27 and a half, a 26 and a half that we're getting from Napoli. Sure, whoever's going to bid that would I'll pay. Coventry in for Esposito. Oh my God, we are maximizing the money on Cullen. This saga drags on. Oh my God, it's Everton. Okay. It's unlikely to trust, but I can't fault it. I can't fault the logic. No, I totally actually agree with you. I totally actually agree with you that yeah, I don't think they will resell him More than 32. Are you kidding me? Is that 28.8 we'd get? And then we lose $250,000. 28 and a half. Which then becomes the highest point, and he stays in Britain. He goes to Everton. They've just lost Calvert-Lewin. I don't know who else is in his way. He might actually play there. That's a great deal for him. $34.5 million from Brentford. 34 from AC Milan. Poor boy wants to go to Villa. But you know where he's not going? He's not going to Wolves for 25. I really don't want him to go to Bayern or Napoli now. Everton or AC Milan, I mean, that would do me. That would do me. The saga continues. We've got the third round of the Cup. Rendon gets a work permit. How much to buy now? 95k. Pull the trigger. Get him out on loan. Get him out on loan. Absolutely fantastic. Get him learning the language. Under 21 squad. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. 100k. 100% pulling the trigger on that one. We can afford it. We're about to be able to afford it by a crazy margin. So, oh my God, what's going on? Like, I don't even know what's going on right now. I am so lost for words with this Cullen deal. FM keeps doing it to us. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We're riding until the wheels come off. 100% we are. 100% we are. Oh, Reece Williams can come in and start to play. Cool. Cool. Might be injured, but he can sit on the bench. Yeah, I'm trying to think my way through these things. I don't quite fully know what we're gonna do next. I'm just not really sure. I'm just not really sure. That's about all I gotta say about it. The entire thing is just absolute madness. I think we just watch and wait and kind of see where it goes and how it goes. And again, we just move forward at that point, right? That's all we can really do. So screw it, why not? Yeah, that's the team. I thought for some reason he's playing defense. Nope, that is right. That's fine. Yeah, that's the team. Play the kids against Cambridge. Probably win. If we get knocked out, I don't care. Really not a cup season. We get knocked out on penalties, a really weird one. Braze and Joe play really well. John Jules does not. So be it. So be it. Out both cups, focus on the league. But in the meantime, focus on the transfer. Yeah, I don't want a midfielder. I want a striker. Badly want a striker. Yeah, won't allow me to up my scouting budget, sadly. I don't know why. Contract offers, maybe that's it, but we should be able to bump more money into this. A striker would be willing to come in on loan in case we don't get Esposito. Semenyo won't. I tried that one. Didn't try and die. We can almost afford it. It would be 16 million though. I don't feel that's good enough. Barry should be more reasonable. If Esposito don't come, Barry's actually not a bad move. Not a bad move. Yeah. Could maybe bring Obafemi home. On your loan. Don't want to pay for him when similar or better are available for free. Okay, we've got multiple options. We've got multiple options. I think we just need to see kind of how things fall right now. I think that's what we got to see. Millwall in for him. That's fine. Cullen can place his shots. Lovely. Well, I'm sure that's going to be a great help to Everton. Rejected Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Napoli, and Brentford. 10% of the share goes to Filipovic. 3.2 million for negotiating the move to Everton. 32 million for Liam Cullen. Gets the number 11 shirt. 91 grand a week. And his competition is Daryl Dyke. They just bought Daryl Dyke. Oh my god, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. They just bought Daryl Dyke. So yeah, they got Beto. Barry's coming on loan to me, possibly. They bought Daryl Dyke. They bought Cullen and Dai Beto. Chamiti, if he came back. That's what it is. But out of everybody, Cullen and Beto up front. With Dyke on the bench. What an absolute nuts move. What an absolute nuts move. We saw it through to the end. 32 million for Liam Cullen. We get 29 on a transfer budget, so yeah. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Like, I'm never gonna be able to spend this. I'm never going to be able to spend this. Junior coaching. Don't tell me no after these deals. Don't tell me no after these deals. Please don't do it to me. First option on talented youngsters. Not the deals we wanted to make there. Yeah, okay. Who we got coming in? Thomas ain't going until we bring in somebody. Cabango and Santos. Cabango and Vidal? Possibly. I like that a little bit better. We could have just torpedoed our season with Cullen going out. Pio Esposito got a work permit in 4 days. We do have Barry on tap, ready to go as well from Everton. We might bring them both in. We just lie to them about them being first team players. Fine out, Reece Williams out. Now we're getting injuries at the back. Not what we want at all. Finally, we've had to fight for it, but junior coaching goes up. And youth recruitment will go up. So finally they go up. It's still waiting on the affiliation with a merchandise club. But what a transfer window. What an absolute slog. What an absolute nightmare. Captain, top goal scorer, key member. And of course Ronald goes down. Of course Ronald goes down. Yeah, we lose a lot. We lose a lot. But it's okay. In the very nick of time, we do have Pio Esposito. Ronald, Vipotnik, Pio Esposito. I think if we bring Barry and we just have Barry and Pio Esposito as rotational prospects in and around Ronald and Vipotnik, Josh can now go back out on loan. I feel pretty happy about that. You can go back down. Tyrese can go out on loan if we get Barry in. And I don't think our quality's been hit that badly. Make a huge move. But what it does do here is hurts our atmosphere, hurts our cohesion, and hurts our hierarchy. Cam Burgess moving up into highly influential, but we've just lost a big member of the team again. Cullen's like to become a... Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I don't think he's coming back here, to be perfectly honest with you. And the other thing to look at here. So Daryl Dyke, 11.75. Liam Cullen, 32. They got a $5.5 million Lokonga deal, which is actually a very good deal. Yeah, it's not going to cost them anything, just $5.5 million in the future. That's great. And they've just picked up Tom Fellows, which is a pretty nice pickup, considering they've also got Jack Grealish in there. So that could be a starting wingers, but when you think about it as well, one of their key men is Dwight McNeil. So they've got 3 good wingers. They've got a little bit more midfield. They've just refreshed their attacking options. Everton throwing big money at this. They lost Gomez, Godfrey, Onana, Maupay, Iwobi. They're spending that money now. but we do get to the point where we can see a debut for Esposito. Well, that is where we're going to leave it. We're not at the end of the transfer window, but I'm hoping that's all our business in and out, really. Maybe Barry on loan would be about it. But the saga for Liam Cullen is concluded, and I am absolutely drained by that. That was a nail-biter. And luckily, as I say, Pio comes in time for the next game away to Portsmouth, and it's not a very difficult game, so he can realistically hit the ground running maybe there. So, yeah, I feel I kind of had to do that deal. As soon as I committed to the deal, I had to go all in. By going all in, we moved from what Villa's 16.5 million or 15.5 million, I think, up to 18.5. From there up to 25. From there to 32. No, from there to 28.5. And from there to the 32 for Everton. We climbed as high as we could. We doubled our money pretty much from that initial bid. He doesn't go to Villa. He goes to Everton. Key member of their squad, 91 grand a week. He deserves it the season he's having. I don't think he's worth it. And we sold at the absolute highest point we ever could. And yeah, that's game changing. That's game changing. If we get our rep up, if we can get promoted, there's so many good young players we can start getting in and spreading that money about. Between him and Eom, that's 50 million we didn't have. That's 5-10 million players that will be like really big right now and in the future we can land. So, had to do the deal. Top goal scorer, captain, key player, influential player, academy graduate, homegrown, local lad. Just had to do it. We're going to see if it affects the season or not, but leave your comments down below. Was that right or wrong? Absolutely crazy, but have your say on it. Like and subscribe while you're there. Check out the other playlists, and I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the very best. Wish you much joy in your transfer windows and a deal or two like that to help you along your way. Don't know what else is going to happen in the transfer window. As I say, hopefully nothing, but if it is, we'll round up at the start of the next one. For now, though, take care. See you all very, very soon.